Archimax login confirmed.
Welcome to the Lodge. You've accessed
the Lodgecast experience.
Warning, warning, dangerous spoilers ahead. Enjoy.
The Lodgecast is a little podcast where we watch weird movies, so you don't have to.
The Lodgecast, baby.
Lodgecast, gonna smoke grass. Lodgecast, missing movie pass. Lodgecast,
We're gonna watch some crap,
Lodgecast.
and then the Lodge Master chats.
With Lucas and Bishki.
Episode 73. Uncut Gems.
Hello and welcome to another prestigious edition of the Lodgecast. I'm your Lodge Master. With me as always is Brother Bishki.
Hello, Lodge Master.
We got Brother Lucas.
Good evening.
And tonight, it's been a long time coming. Long time coming. We got Brother Zach back in the edge.
So ready. Back in the edge, back on the rooftop of the Arclight.
Oh,
like we
Man
knew
rooftop.
we would continue to be.
we made such a proclamation twice
I knew you couldn't keep
that
it.
there be no more Arclight visits for this podcast. And here we are. We made special arrangements because we were going to have another powerful guest on. He was unable to come to the Arclight, and so here we are. What are we doing here, guys?
The Arclight, where the gauntlet lives.
Oh, my
where the
God.
prestige
This
gauntlet
hurts
lives.
me as an A-list member because this is money out of my
It's-
pocket before the
yeah.
holiday season.
We're getting bled. We're getting bled tonight.
Premium prices. It's like a $20 ticket, which is a month of A-list membership where I can see 3 movies a week. You do the math.
And we're doing it all for Uncut Gems. Adam Sandler's grand return to dramatic acting.
Yeah, I counted the movies between this and Punch Drunk Love. There's about 30 that that I did not see.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, how about Meyerowitz, though?
Well, I did technically see that.
Okay, you technically saw it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm lying.
Yeah.
But I.
But no, wait. But Bishki, any dramas between Punch Drunk and this
There was
movie?
one called The Upside with Kevin. What was his name? Comedian.
Kevin Hart, he wasn't in that.
Oh, maybe not.
No, wait. You're thinking of the 9/11 movie, right?
Reign Over Me.
Oh,
Rain
that's what
Over
that.
Me.
I'm sorry. I got it confused.
Which I have
with,
not seen.
The
which
Upside.
I saw in a screening room at Sony with Adam Sandler sitting behind me.
What?
Yes.
Holy shit, dude. That's scary, man. That's like the worst situation to be in.
He was reigning over you.
He was reigning right over my shoulder.
Oh my god, you can't even look at your watch. You
Well,
can't even
definitely
laugh
can't laugh,
inappropriately.
yeah.
You got to keep a straight face that whole time.
I'm the kind of brother.
You can't even get up and go to the bathroom if you want.
I'm the kind of brother that kind of flourishes in those situations. I knew he was taking a big chance with this one, and I could feel his breath getting heavier when his dramatic scenes were coming up. And he does that thing where he does the classic Adam Sandler like anger voice where he's like, "No, you don't understand."
Yeah.
But sometimes you're not supposed to laugh at it. And it's a very fine line that he walks in some of these movies. And he went overboard on that one. And I could tell he was like, whoops, what did I do? What did I do? I went too far. I took things too far. And sure enough, people weren't ready for that. But I respected him for it. I'm like, it's always when he takes those swings and people don't support him, that's when he gets driven back to, whatever his latest fart buddy comedies are that he makes 500 of, And that's too bad because everybody wants dramatic Sandler.
Yeah.
Like people are into it.
or like a comedic Sandler with the rage, like Happy Gilmore, Waterboy.
Sure.
Yeah.
They want the right mixture.
Just not Jack and Jill.
They so rarely get it.
Meyerowitz was, I thought, pretty darn solid, and that's not just a straight out comedy. That's a drama.
But that's 1 in 30.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I guess my question to you guys is because you maybe are a bigger fans of the Happy Gilmore era Sandler than I was, but when was the last one in that mold that you enjoyed?
Wedding Singer?
Yeah, it's probably
Okay,
the
so
wedding
we're
singer.
on
yeah.
20 years then. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So
I mean, in my school paper, I routinely gave Adam Sandler movies a lower than socially acceptable in my peer group grade. And I suffered the slings and arrows for it. Like, I wasn't a huge Sandler nut. So
people love it worldwide.
but
though.
people love it.
Yeah.
And
I
that's why
understand
Netflix is in business with him. You know.
They love him.
Man, so much money.
So tonight, he's in drama mode. I mean, I'm sure he's going to have a few, if not many, funny moments in this. But for all intents and purposes, it's dramatic Sandler, copyright trademark.
Let's also state the trailer is 4 bones.
Trailer's
Yes.
great.
This is the best
trailer's 4
trailer I've
bones.
The
seen
trailer
of the
is
year.
great because, shockingly, it does not give the entire fucking movie away
No.
from Kit and Caboodle.
And we've seen it about 10 times.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
abstract and non-linear enough that I have no fucking idea
That's how it
what
should
the
be.
fuck is going on.
But the tone is clear.
But the tone
Yeah.
is clear, and I'm on board. And motherfuckers need to take note. Do not give away your whole shit.
You hear that, motherfuckers? Take note.
Parasite 2 did a great job of not giving away
Yes.
the whole narrative in the trailer. too.
Agreed.
Yeah.
But there's so many offenders that just like show you the climax, and they
Yeah.
show it to you chronologically, so you know it's the climax.
So bad.
Yeah, trailer got me excited. I was like, who are these Safdie bros? And then I saw Good Time.
What'd you
some
think?
had some criticisms of Good Time.
Yeah.
But I don't want to dampen any expectations here. I'm going in.
My
with
my
the-
jury's
on the
still out
trailer
on
high.
these guys.
Yeah.
I think they create a great tone, and there's a grittiness to their movies that speaks to an authenticity that is kind of lacking at the Cineplex these days. But as a movie, I felt like Good Time was pretty overrated. So I'm going into this hopeful, but I'm not like a fanboy, like salivating.
Right.
So
I second that. Yeah, I have honestly, for full disclosure, I've tried to watch both Good Time as well as Heaven Knows What, and I could
Heaven
not,
Only Knows?
I don't even know, but it was like their first film, and
It wasn't their first film. They've made like 5 or 6, I think.
whatever. It was the one that put him on the map with
Right.
the heroin junkie,
Yeah,
and like
yeah,
I couldn't finish either of them. Like I
Right.
just gave up. I was like, okay, got it. Yeah.
LT tapped out.
We got Kevin Garnett, Minnesota boy.
Yep.
We got
in
Keith
Boston.
Sanfield. We got Bogosian. Look, Bogosian.
Bogosian Assance
Yeah,
is back in
It's
effect.
really happening with Succession and this movie. Bogosian is rocking 2019.
I love what he's kind of settled into. His incarnation at present is you could use him in so many wonderful ways, and I hope that the Bogosian Assance continues unabated.
Yeah, you know what's great about Bogosian is he can do comedy and drama.
Yes.
Like, and that's what people I think forget is that he made his bones doing one-man shows and stand-up comedy and spoken word and like.
And he's
impeccable with his timing.
And he's got edge whenever you need it. It
Yeah.
can just pop up out of nowhere.
He's playing New York's like kind of slimy, smarmy very well right now.
He seems like the heavy in this movie. He seems like
Right.
Adam Sandler.
I love it. The only thing I wish is that maybe they could do it digitally, but if they could just get that tight perm from talk radio back on him, like the
flashback perm,
jet
yeah.
black tight perm, and then we'd be operating at full power.
Reperming, I think, is the
Man,
is the
I will
CG
never
technology.
forget. I will never
that-
forget at Lodgiversary. I think it was Lodgiversary 5.
Your
I
ill-begotten decision
I
to put
demanded.
on
I
talk
special
radio.
order talk radio on DVD because like you can't get it any other way. And we watched it start to finish, and it was so painful.
Well, it's 4 bones, but it's not a lodge movie.
No,
No,
not,
it was bad vibes.
It's not
It
a
was like-
party movie.
It
no.
was not fun for the audience to like.
There's a
watch
time
on
and a
day
place.
3, like in
Yes.
the morning.
The time and
hungover.
place is alone after midnight for talk
Yeah,
radio.
Agreed.
You got something to say
The
there?
last thing I'm just going to say, I am looking forward to the last movie that looked as Jewish as this one, because this one looks deeply Jewish in a way that makes me very
It's red
excited.
band. The trailer is red band because they use the word Jew in like a derogatory
Well,
way.
they're also swearing.
And they
too.
drop an N-bomb.
Oh, do
right.
they?
Yeah.
Oh, I heard
Everyone's having a
Oh,
party.
you're a Jew again,
But-
Larry? Welcome back.
but-
He's like,
but-
it's my black Jew.
Exactly. And but to me, and I guess let's wait and see. So I'm
Sure.
not going to give it too much. But my metaphorical kippah is on very snugly right now, and I'm just looking forward because the last movie that really got me this excited that was this Jewish was A Serious Man.
Oh.
and that that's high ground.
Another great trailer.
That was 1000% Jewish.
Great trailer with a lot of
gives you the tone.
The walls closing in on a
Yes.
deeply neurotic Jewish man, and I think we may be in that space again.
I
tonight.
don't think it could touch that though.
I'm not asking it to touch
For the
that.
record, A Serious Man is like in my top 5 of all time, and
Oh,
it's
wow.
a 4-bone masterpiece.
It's Pantheon.
I
It's
have the one
Pantheon
sheet
level.
framed
So
in my
good.
living
Yeah.
room. Like that movie, I watched like 100 times a year at least.
So that's
Especially for you Minnesota boys.
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
yes.
Fargo and A Serious Man. are
Everything's
just like,
gonna
yeah.
be fine.
Minnesota Pantheon.
Required viewing.
It's a Bordeaux.
Jewish
Larry.
cinema
Gotta open it,
pantheon.
let it breathe.
All right. Well,
Very
we'll
important.
be checking in on your Jewish meter
Yeah,
on the way out.
it's my mitzvah scale. I think. Is,
mitzvah scale. We got the Marwin scale and the
Yeah,
mitzvah scale.
That's right. We'll update on that. Yeah.
All right. Well, let's go cut these gems.
All right, Mishbuka.
Love and light.
I'm coming out of the booth.
Give me them dice, I don't roll snake eyes. I don't roll with fake dudes, I don't roll with fake guys. Gamble on your boy, it's a sure shot bet. I'm the best of the vets, I'm the best in the West. Give me them dice, I don't roll snake eyes. I don't roll with fake dudes, I don't roll with fake guys. Gamble on your boy, it's a sure shot bet. I'm the best of the vets, I'm the best in the West. The far I hate rule, nickname on him Morton. In the silk gray Porsche, the Gucci bucket sporting. Vintage beach glasses looking like $200. Hey, I'm ghetto swap meet, but a well-known scholar. King told me, cousin, just let the top drop. This summer when it's hot, hey, we both gon' squat. Holla, holla, holla like that dude on Chappelle. In no time, no error has the far I ever fell. Off like a light switch in the down position. I be spitting, I be shitting any beat I be pissing on. I just devastate the jaw piece of a hater. I can feed your horse mouth cause I got a haymaker. I walk through the street like a tiger in the jungle. Keep all loose change but preferred type bundles of cash that could fill up the sup over the tunnel. OD from a keg, from a 40 or a funnel. Give me them dice, I don't roll snake eyes. I don't roll with fake dudes, I don't roll with fake guys. Gamble on your boy, it's a sure shot bet. I'm the best of the vets, I'm the best in the West. Give me them dice, I don't roll snake eyes. I don't roll with fake dudes, I don't roll with fake guys. Gamble on your boy, it's a sure shot bet. I'm the best of the vets, I'm the best in the West.
KG, better hit the shot. He better hit the shot. Yeah, we're back. Oh my God, we're back. Uncut Gems. Feel like I just got hit in the face with a sock full of quarters.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Before we get into it, woo!
What's that shot?
From Rotten Tomatoes, from acclaimed filmmakers Josh and Ben Safdie, comes an electrifying crime thriller about Howard Ratner, Adam Sandler, a charismatic New York City jeweler, always on the lookout for the next big score. When he makes a series of high-stakes bets that could lead to the windfall of a lifetime, Howard must perform a precarious high-wire act balancing business, family, and encroaching adversaries on all sides in his relentless pursuit of the ultimate win.
It's an interesting schnapps.
Gives you what you need.
Yeah. So it's going to be hard to frame this film without taking the end into account. But let's try to take ourselves through it as we were feeling it. I think that's important. I feel like this wants to be ratcheting up the tension throughout, where you see him make a series of increasingly bad decisions where he gets more and more in danger. But that's not really what I saw. I'm curious to see how you guys felt right out of the gate.
It was weird because the trailer's New York, New York, New York, New York, New York, New York. And then the movie opens where? Where does it open? It opens in Ethiopia, Africa.
Yes, it does.
This is kind of like The Exorcist, a page out of The Exorcist playbook,
Yeah.
where it opens in Iraq. So we're at a diamond mine,
Opal
and
mine.
I'm kind of like sitting forward all of a sudden. I'm like, wait a second, I didn't know the Safdies left the Big Apple. Like, what are we doing here? We got drones. We got tons of extras. They all look authentic. You know, it's like a big budget studio. You know, some poor diamond mine digger's got his femur sticking out his leg. It's like, you know, Civil War bloody, gross. These two other diamond miners go, oh, it's the perfect distraction for us to kind of like crawl down into this hole and steal whatever this guy was looking for, because I guess that's what people do is they just like steal shit out of the mines. Although I don't know how you could smuggle an opal that big. Because I was under the impression most of those miners got strip searched every night, like leaving the premises.
But they got it.
But they got it out, and it was weird because there's a title card that's like fall 2010, and then it cuts to like winter 2012, and it's like,
you're really
are
keeping track.
Are these dates important? And then nope, they're not important at all. The movie just starts eventually.
Yeah. Well, they get the, what is it called? Is it a black opal or what do they call it?
I think it's just an opal. Red opals are bullshit, but this I think is just a regular opal.
And that serves as the romancing the stone style MacGuffin throughout.
Fabergé
and this
egg.
is the second film of the Prestige Gauntlet where a totem rock is bestowed upon a lead character.
Parasite.
And
Wow,
all...
Zach, good callback. I didn't even realize that.
Yes, and all good fortune is in sight and everything erodes from there. It's a similar
There must be
idea.
something in the air, yeah.
Yeah.
So Adam Sandler plays this jeweler who gets a hold of this opal, and immediately Kevin Garnett is up in his showroom and takes an extreme liking to it.
Well, Keith Stanfield's kind of like
The middleman.
a middleman who brings athletes and rappers and musicians to Sandler's, gem district shop.
And he launders fake watches through this kind of chintzy but also kind of fancy showroom. It walks that line. And Kevin Garnett falls instantly in love with it. He gets entranced by it, which I thought was hilarious.
Yeah.
Hilarious. He takes out the jeweler's loop. He gets lost inside of this gem. And he takes it and he plays a game that night.
Trades his ring for it.
Trades his ring. He plays a game that night and does spectacularly. So that solidifies the superstitious nature of this rock connected to his
athletes are
performance.
very superstitious.
Yes. And the fact that, it's the Celtics and it kind of feels like a Leprechaun's deal that's going on there with this rock. It just seems like there's something mystical going on. But the issue is Sandler is losing track of all of his bets and all of his, debts, and he's losing track of the opal now. He's trying to get it back.
He pawns KG's championship ring instantly.
Yes, to cover all this other bullshit. So he's walking around, with all the talk of a dramatic turn for Sandler, this is basically a comedic role for him. Like, there's dramatic elements, of course, and he's stressed out all the time, but
he's playing it real though, man. He's not, it's big, it's hilarious and tense as hell, but this is not a Little Nicky performance.
Nobody's invoking Little Nicky here, but I wouldn't say that this is
He's not getting nominated for this.
He's not getting nominated for Best Actor in a Dramatic Motion Picture from the Golden Globes.
Nobody.
Unless he is. But Bishke, what were you thinking?
I don't know about these Safdies. It was like a 2-hour and 15-minute climax, and I just get exhausted. It
was very long.
I
looked at my watch an hour and 15 minutes in and was like, "Fuck, we have another hour of this."
I'm sorry. I just when I think this movie might have set the record for F words. I honestly think.
You getting prude on us?
I'm not being a prude. I'm just saying
the Christian Science monitor in the back seat.
I'm just saying when the dialogue resorts to "fuck you," "no fuck you," "no fuck you," "no fuck,"
you tune out. You
there's
glaze
nothing
over.
dramatic for me there.
That's that gem district life, though, man.
I'm not bothered with that many F-bombs.
You just wanted there to be something else going on with them.
I think it's a distraction from the fact that it's kind of like the conflict seems contrived a lot of times.
Sure.
Certain conflict between like the over, Bogosian and Sandler is real, but then when he's like yelling at just random people on the
a lot of this is going to depend, and a lot of this coasts on your entertainment value that you derive from watching Sandler flail around in this scenario. And if you don't really have that, this will be a root canal for you. it will be torturous. But if you're with him and you're entertained by it, it'll take you a long way. So it doesn't sound like you were fully on board with him. And I get that. Like, this movie's going to be divisive.
It's
as
one
hell.
note, man. It's fucking one note. It starts at 10, it stays at 10, it ends at 10. It's one note.
I had Zach to the left of me having a joyous time, and then I had Lucas doing his deep sigh seize up maybe like 40 minutes into it, and he was hurting. So I was having this hot and cold on either side of me, and it was actually quite thrilling.
The fire and ice ball.
It was great. I felt both of it. And I could see where both of you were coming from as well. So very interesting viewing experience. I think what my issue with it is that there's not really a goal. Like, the goal is to make money to win.
Well, he's got to pay off his debts
To pay
so
off
that he
his-
doesn't get fucking killed. That's his goal.
To pay off his debts, yes, but it's like, if you're going to have something as silly as a magical rock that's in the mix, it's like, give me an island retreat that him and his girl are trying to get to. If we just pull off this one last big score, give me a little something, because what I'm left with is, if they do make a big score, he's just gonna fuck it up again. Like, he's incompetent. He's incompetent.
Mm-hmm.
I don't ever believe in him.
Yeah.
Like, they never give us a win. He almost has a win, but Bogosian, who is chilling as his brother-in-law / bookie.
I thought that was really just a timeout quickly. How the reveal that the guy that's coming after him is actually his brother-in-law.
That shit was great.
They reveal that at Passover.
It didn't land
totally
at all.
landed.
No,
it
didn't.
absolutely
No, it
landed.
didn't. It would have landed so much harder if he was at Passover. They were doing the prayer. There's a knock at the door. And then Eric Bogosian walks in, and then Adam Sandler kind of freezes up, and the audience is like, "Oh my God, is this happening right now?" And then they like go, "Hey, we saved a seat for you." And he
They're
sits
a lot
down.
more
He's
casual.
describing
Instead,
almost
he's already
the
at the
exact
table.
same
There's
thing.
no tension. No, it lands flat.
For you.
It's bad filmmaking. And one of the brothers is the editor too, which is shocking to me, because it's like, you could have cut out 45 minutes from this movie.
I think it did land, and I kind of was thrilled at the casualness of how they revealed it. But how I think it would have landed harder is if Bogosian and his goons were a little more threatening. Like, they did rough him up, they did strip him naked and put him in his trunk. But
should have cut one of his fingers off. Come on, what are we doing? What are we doing here?
Exactly.
What are we doing?
I
He's
needed
kind of lurking all the time.
I needed to feel way more of a threat from those guys. It felt like he could string them along quite easily. Like, he knows kind of the song and dance that he could do. But if they had like broken something or really fucked him up or gone after his girlfriend or something, then when you see him at Passover, it would really freak you out. But as it is, it's just like, oh, these two have major
Undercooked,
beef.
half-baked.
Well, we're talking about two separate things. You're not talking about it being undercooked or half baked.
No.
You just wanted
I wanted to
you wanted a
feel-
level up of
Yes.
threat.
Yeah,
threat.
ratchet.
No, but the
That's
relationship like that he has with Eric Bogosian is undercooked and half-baked. I'm sorry.
In my opinion, all you really need from Eric Bogosian is those stares. Like, I fucking get it. I get where he's coming from. But I do, in the same breath, feel like we could have gotten more mileage out of that. Because the stakes remain pretty similar up until the last 20 minutes. And that's when shit really goes into overdrive, which we'll get to. But I really wanted this to be a pressure cooker. And it was just kind of we're in a steady boil, you know?
The movie is on Spilkas from moment one. The movie is on Spilkas. Sandler is a Meshuggah, and it's that way the entire time. But I will say, I mean, watching him go to his daughter's play.
Yes.
And the thugs show up in the audience, and he's running around. The guy is tap dancing on eggshells the whole time. He's pawning one thing to get the other thing so he can pawn that, pay this guy off, throw
I
a fake
still
Rolex
didn't feel like
at
the
this guy.
stakes were big
It's like-
enough, though. The stakes were, he was just failing all over the place, and it just seemed like business as usual for this fuck up. If this
it
were
felt like things were coming to a head. His marriage was about to end, and they were about to tell the kids. His girlfriend is about to have sex with the weekend.
The Weeknd makes an appearance.
In the bathroom.
Recording artist The Weeknd.
Watching
Playing against
Sandler
type.
go through the club with The Weeknd was
I just feel like this the rubber could have met the road a little harder on ratcheting up the tension. I did not feel I felt more annoyed than tense, because the annoyance again comes from the fact that he is incompetent at what he does. If you showed me initially that he's a swinging dick, wheeler dealer, hitting bets, doing it right,
hold on,
and then he hits a hard patch.
Hold on, he in Act 1, he wins that big first fucking bet, but Bogosian fucks him over and stopped the bet because he owed him the money, and
That's
he went
not
to
a
the
win.
bookie.
That's not a win.
It was enough of a win to show you this guy knows how to keep the game alive.
Yeah, it was ass backwards for me, so I didn't really care. He was a fuck up, and I couldn't root for him. I just couldn't.
I was rooting for him.
That was tough. It was tough for me because it is Adam Sandler.
There was this couple coming out of the theater just now, and there was a girl and a guy.
Anecdotal couple report.
And the girl did not look happy, and the guy, was getting a little defensive and was like, "What, baby? It was fun. It was good." And she was like, "No, it wasn't." And he was like, "Come on, you couldn't have been bored. You weren't bored in that. I know you weren't bored." And she's like, "It's not about being bored. It's about movies starring douchebags. I hate douchebags."
Yeah.
I second that notion of that lady. I mean, it's real kind of like watching just drunken people fight. Like it's club.
It's
club life.
That's how I felt. Like by the end, when they're all arguing and shouting over each other, I was like, you know what? I could just go wait out in the lobby for this to die, to finally for something to happen, for this to boil over, because it's just more agitating.
I really don't
insufferable.
I really don't know how this movie's going to play with the fair sex.
Portentous histrionics.
I would be really interested to find a female movie fan, perhaps in our lodge, that loves this movie. I don't know if that's going to happen.
No way.
I don't know if there's that much.
I'm not 100% on that.
That girl coming out of the theater just now speaks for all women. I know it.
The one girl speaks for all women.
Don't die on that hill, LT.
I know. I'm just being half joking.
So, I feel
There's
like
a great scene where Sandler is hiding in a closet in the first act, where we meet his girlfriend, and she is...
I thought that was going to lead to something, and it was just a throwaway.
Let me set up the goddamn set piece, man.
Let him have his fun. Zach's been looking forward to this.
I'm the only MOT in the car right now, member of the tribe for the uninitiated.
Go ahead.
Let me stretch my fucking legs out a little bit here. Jesus
You have the floor.
So Sandler's hiding in the closet because he's feeling really excited. He's going to surprise his girlfriend. She's getting undressed. She's walking around in lingerie. And the thing about Sandler's character is you feel like he's going to fuck up at every turn. But in that case, again, he pulls it off. He's sexting her from the closet.
He pulls off some hot sexting.
Well, but the thing is, now in that moment,
that is a win.
She was going to walk in with another man.
Sure.
You thought it was going to go south.
A win's a win.
And then he bursts out of the closet, and they get it on, and it's a victory for him. He was
I'll
sexy.
give you that.
He was, so he has very few of those.
It didn't help me root. That particularly didn't help me root for him. But
here's the thing, though.
It encouraged me a little bit.
As we left the car to go into the movie, and we were talking about Good Time, and I was saying my problem with that movie is they try to do the Coen brothers thing where you have a loser who tries to claw his way out of quicksand.
Sure.
But they don't ratchet it up, and the walls don't close enough. You just kind of hang out once things get to 7 or 8. I understand that maybe for some of us in the Edge, it didn't have enough dynamics. That's a separate argument, but I will say for me, this was on fucking tilt the whole time. The walls were closing in on this guy, and when I'm watching someone, even though he is annoying and driving people crazy, I thought it was hilarious the whole time watching this guy squirm and juggle his way through these scenarios. So
I just feel there's about 30 minutes of hangout that could have been tightened. And even if you didn't do much more to ratchet up the tension, I would have felt better about it. It's just there's so much of him bumbling around that you can only take so much, and you're not on the edge of your seat. At least I wasn't.
I was.
And that's great. I mean, that is great.
I was, because you've got a fucking valuable gem that his life is in the balance on.
See, I never
in
took the
wind.
gems seriously either.
Absolutely, you have to take it
I know you have
seriously,
to,
though.
but it was tough.
And everyone's dicking him around. Keith Stanfield's like, oh yeah, I've got it. No, I don't have it. No, it's with KG, because KG doesn't want to give it up. And I thought it was a really brilliant setup to take real games from 7 years ago,
I'll agree.
real playoffs, and they pay the fuck off in this last sequence, which we'll get to at some point.
Sure.
But the movie culminates to the game 7.
Yes.
And it's a real game.
So up until then,
but he's got the gem.
Up until then, did you boys in the back have any fun?
I mean,
is there any love and light to be had?
I think Darius Conjin shot the shit out of it. It looks good, really good. Cinematographer, and I think there was some great bit rolls, like some great
John Amos, man, that was pretty funny.
John Amos,
I think that's the Salad Dragon.
That is definitely the Salad Dragon. I'm convinced.
The Salad Dragon. A scene in a movie that is so bizarre, baffling, or transcendent that it instantly justifies the price of admission. Or Reese Witherspoon's leafy transformation in A Wrinkle in Time.
So Sandler's going to his 80s bachelor pad to make sure that his on-again, off-again girlfriend is cleared out of there. His son has to take a dump. And so his son's with him, and he doesn't want his son to see his.
He makes the whole family wait in the car.
Yes,
and the wife's like, "Let your son go up and use the bathroom." We all know the girl still might be in the apartment.
He doesn't want his son to see that bachelor pad, so he just kind of nonchalantly, he's kind of doing the Sandler mumble, and he's like, here's my name. You ever watch Good Times? You ever watch Good Times? This guy played the dad, and the son's like, what? Oh, I don't care. What? And he's like, he's also in Coming to America. He's a legend. And then they knock on the door, and it's John Amos, and he's
Die
really
Hard
there.
2, Die Harder.
Oh, and he asks him for his son to use the bathroom, and he politely declines. And then that's it. Holy shit. Like, that's an amazing flex. If you just put John Amos as a tenant in your apartment
for
building.
like 30 seconds.
Oh, I love it. And that's great on John Amos.
It's good
for
to know
just,
he's still alive, man.
He looks
I
great.
thought he passed away,
He
honestly.
looks great. Yeah.
And that was him in the middle of the night.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, that was a wonderful welcome touch in the middle of the chaos. So let's get to the ending, I guess. Like, this is where I feel, Zach, your road and my road converged, and we were together as one.
Set up the door.
The door into the showroom it looks like bulletproof glass or something. And it's been acting up. So there's a kind of waiting area where you have to get buzzed in. So there's a point where you're trapped between two doors, and the doors are messing up. So people kind of get trapped there.
KG was trying to return the opal, and he got stuck there for a little bit. Very panic-induced Sandler moment.
That was a great scene. See, I needed more of that kind of shit where there's just a faulty door stuck between our hero and his goal, you know?
Right.
Like, that's what I really wanted. The fuck is going on here?
Hey, you have a lighter?
No, I don't. Sorry.
Oh, you're doing a podcast?
Yeah.
About a movie?
Yeah.
What movie?
Uncut Gems.
Oh, man, I saw it last night.
What do you think?
No,
Hold on.
Yeah. Oh, okay. We got somebody here.
What's your name?
Kevin Williams.
You saw Uncut Gems last night?
I saw Uncut Gems last night. I saw it with Q&A afterward with Adam Sandler.
Oh, wow.
The
That's
dudes.
deluxe.
Yeah. She hasn't seen it yet.
Okay.
Oh, shit. Okay.
I'm not gonna blow it.
But what was your overall take on it?
Very stressful.
Yeah.
Very stressful, chaotic. I almost wanted it to end.
Yeah.
But I realized that stress plays into, I think, a device for the film.
Sure.
Maybe. So afterward, in retrospect, I was like, I appreciate the stress levels. Like, it was like Mother or something like that. It's like, I just want this to stop. Like, you know?
Hey, I actually think I got a lighter in my car. I'm gonna
also
go grab it
really
for you.
appreciated the fact that they worked on it for 10 years.
Right.
And then the fact that KG was a variable that they would have to like edit and write around.
Right.
So I think there's a lot of brilliance in it. I think like what they brought to, I don't know, the cinematic stage with in terms of execution, like camera framing, the lighting. Oh my God, like Kevin Garnett's skin was just like incredible. Anyway, that's my kind of overall.
Okay.
Like,
So 1 out of 4, what would you give it?
Out of 4?
Yeah.
I gave it a 4 out of 5, so I'm gonna give it a 3.25 out of 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Nice.
Thanks for weighing in.
I'll check out you guys' podcast. What's it called?
Matt's Movie Lodge Cast.
All right.
Yeah,
All right, Matt.
check it out. You'll be on.
Okay. All right. Have a good night.
Thanks, man.
I got them. They're lighter.
Beautiful.
Well, you know, LT, that's a little thing we like to call anecdotal audience participation. 3.5 bones, motherfucker. Chew on that.
I think you said 3.25, but we'll round up. So the door is malfunctioning, and it all comes down to Sandler placing this gigantic bet on Kevin Garnett, because Garnett's got his gem back, and he needs all this shit to go down to win over $1 million. And he gets Bogosian and the goons trapped between doors, and they're just sitting in there stewing, watching Sandler watch this game.
Guns have come out, but it's no use because the glass is bulletproof.
I mean,
they're just sweating, smoking.
It feels right to me that everything, all the strands come together here. Like finally the movie just like clanked into place for me, and I'm like, I am
like a
here.
gambling addict at that point, where he's adding up the points.
Yes.
He's got the tip off. He's making that shot. He's got his rebounds up. Now he's got it's like it's the mind of a gambling addict, whereas you're just one beat away from everything going right and you digging yourself out of the hole, and you're watching it thinking, how is this going to go wrong for him? The movie,
it is.
You know it is.
Yeah,
like the movie, and meanwhile we're cutting to the casino
where his girlfriend is placing the bet and getting hit on by all these lounge lizards.
Yeah, the guy who drove her there in the helicopter, who flew her there in the helicopter, is got a hotel room he wants her to come up to.
Bogosian's got a goon there looking for
two goons.
Yes.
Yeah.
All the tension's going up. Finally, I'm getting my tension, and I'm having a good time. Zach and I are slapping our knees.
KG is howling on the TV screen.
Amazing.
The real game footage is just, I thought, a really brilliant device that paid off. Having KG in the movie mounting up to that whole sequence.
Now, you backseat boys were tuned out completely at this point? Or did you?
For sure.
Oh,
I did not care at all. Let's hurry up and just get this guy murdered already.
Come on, Bishki.
I was into it like I'm into like a basketball game.
You love Kevin Garnett.
I want to, no, I love Kevin Garnett, and so I'm watching the sports game, and I'm like, yeah, okay, this is, I felt Sandler's, gambling excitement.
Sure.
Right.
Have you ever put money on a basketball game?
No.
But you felt what it could feel like.
Yeah. If you really, did points and rebounds and tip-offs.
I used to bet the resident hothead, or sorry, the resident bad boy.
The bad boy
who almost came tonight.
Yes.
He and I used to bet on the Super Bowl every year of our life since we were like 9 years old.
A friendly bet or big money?
Well, I mean, it would go from like, a steak dinner to
nice.
It was always something tangible. It wasn't just like cash, but
Sure.
bragging rights and whatnot. And we would play with the spread and everything and made it interesting. Yeah.
Well, Sandler had it down to like the tip-off needs to go a certain way, rebounds need to go a certain way, and then I liked the way that they kept it clear what needed to happen, which is very important with a scene like this. So at a certain point, Sandler's like, "We just got to win now. We got to win." And they do win, and you get that elation, that rush the whole time you're getting this Bogosian icy stare, which is great to undercut
incredible.
Any joy. And
they're sweating in that little hallway.
Yes, it's hot. That's a good detail too. So they open the door, and one of the goons just pops him in the face with the gun, shoots him right through the cheek.
Yeah.
And he is out. And it was at once to me shocking and inevitable. It was a good kind of final feeling for me. I'm just like, of course.
I thought it also fell flat. I thought it only would have worked had Bogosian shot him in the face.
I mean, maybe, but
maybe that's real drama. It's a fucking.
I thought it was real drama. What they did, that
Bogosian was freaked out. Bogosian was like, shit.
Bogosian. The whole point with Bogosian was he didn't know how to be tough enough to be cutthroat.
Yes.
The movie's all about being cutthroat because if someone doesn't if you don't take the gem, someone else is going to take it from you or from them, and so
he was trying to modulate because he was family too. And so
that's right.
When he gets
couldn't
shot,
be cutthroat to Sandler because he was his family. That was
I thought that was really interesting.
And then the goons just start smashing,
start
looting the whole place. And KG is strutting around in the post game interview, and
and then we go into the bullet hole in Sandler's face, which mirrors going into the gem that we do at the beginning, and we see all the facets of the interior.
But then it goes from the beginning, it goes from the gem to the
$1 million,
asshole, though, which I knew. I was like, oh, we're in someone's asshole, and sure enough, it was an asshole.
Oh yeah, it opens on a colonoscopy.
Of course, yeah. I almost leaned over to Lodge Master to say, we're in an asshole right now.
You knew it,
but I didn't want to be that guy because
I do like he did manage to avoid getting colon cancer, which was a win for him.
That was a little win. His doctor calls in the middle of everything.
That's when everything starts turning for the better for him.
You expect the doctor to have bad news, and the doctor's like, good news, no problems. And he's like, all right.
So he gets that little flicker, like he might be able to pull this off.
You're right. There are a couple little wins. The sexting and the colonoscopy wins. I just needed a little bit more.
And what did he say? He goes, it's a big thing for, colon cancer really gets the Jews. So, it was a big. He was worried about that. He was happy when he got his clean bill of health.
All right. Well, I'm really excited to see the spread on these bones. Bishki, let's start you off.
All right.
You were sitting a couple seats away from us, too.
I was. I had no...
I kept trying to lean over and take a welfare check on Bishki a couple times.
He was outside of our sphere of influence.
I went to the bathroom once.
I saw that.
Yeah.
I always see.
I saw when the weekend showed up.
Yeah. You walked out.
I was trying to get back before the weekend performance, but anyway.
He needed his black light.
Yeah, good time. I didn't lay into it in the intro, but
sure,
I really thought it was ridiculous logistic plotting. And this one is just kind of more of the same. It's not, I don't know.
Do you think they need someone else to write their scripts?
Yes.
Fuck yes, dude. Are you kidding me? There are three credited writers on that shit. And I bet you if you asked anyone how many writers, they'd be like, wait, there were writers for that?
Yeah, because you can't just ratchet up scenes with people just dropping F-bombs at each other. That's just the easiest way to write a scene.
All right.
To
sloppy.
Yeah. And
Cassavetes 2.0.
Yeah. It's just,
you'll get your turn, LT.
And but it was there's some welcome faces. Judd Hirsch is in there.
He is.
And
Menzel.
I audibly gasped when I saw Judd Hirsch's name.
It looks very good. Some of the music's cool. I like Billy Joel's "The Stranger" just thrown in randomly. And Sandler does I think the acting for most part is a fine job. Story wise, I have major
malfunctions.
Major malfunctions. Good time was one bone. I'm going to give this 1.5. Ouch.
Ooh. That's an ouch.
But
okay.
I know critics are loving it. Audiences probably love it. I'm sorry. The Safdie brothers are just not my type.
I think it's going to divide audiences, but who knows? Brother Zach, what's going on here?
I'm going to keep it simple.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep it clean.
Yeah, keep it real clean.
I felt like I was out of the loop with Good Time.
The jeweler's loop?
I was out of the loop with Good Time, and I just, everyone that would talk to me about how much they loved it, I'm like, man, it just didn't deliver for me. I wanted it to. And everything that movie was trying to do and did not succeed at for me, I felt like this did. I felt like this really culminated successfully into the thesis of the movie. Everything came together. Yeah, it's one gear, but for me, the movie is that tense, pressure cooker of not really a losing streak, but more like a hotcakes and and this gambling addict trying to not get caught with the hot potato. At the end, of course he does. But for me, it was totally entertaining and enjoyable. I like Sandler when he is mashugana and is neurotic. I think he worked great here. I thought this was a hell of a good time. I'd totally recommend it to a stranger. In fact, I think we just met a stranger and he gave it 3.5.
He recommended it to us.
I will see him at his 3.5.
Ooh.
I'm gonna meet that man at 3.5.
You're gonna match it.
Had a great time.
All right.
Yeah. It was like discovering the afikoman at Passover. That's what they do. They wrap up the matzah in a little piece of fabric, and the kid that finds it wins like a dollar bill.
There you go.
And I feel like the lucky kid at Passover.
You found it. What does that make Lucas then? Is there a word?
No, he went home empty-handed, I guess.
Lucas, lay waste. Do what you must.
Yeah, I never finished Heaven Knows What or Good Time, and I don't think I would have finished this movie had I been alone with a screener.
Sure.
Because like an hour in, I kind of just like, I'm over it. Like, I don't want to like be with these people or listen to them or go on this.
I felt
journey.
your muscles tense up then, and then you kind of like went straight as a board in your seat.
And I thought like
so
the
out.
score didn't help. I thought, if you use more diegetic sound or stuff that was happening in the scenes, it could create more tension. But with this weird Mandy-esque score, this ethereal fucking
really
ambient,
interesting score.
Mogwai score, I was like, what are you doing? Like, what kind of movie is this? Like, is this Terrence Malick meets fucking, Bad Lieutenant? But yeah,
Yes.
I wish it was more like Bernie Madoff, like, every person he's taking money from, every ring he's hawked, every pendant he sold, like it all is starting to come down all around him. And they kind of did it a little bit, but it was so muddled and confusing. None of it landed for me. It was all just punches missing. Like you could hear the punch, and it was like a fast punch that the wind would be like blown by your face, but it just didn't hit. And so I was struggling to just stay focused and engaged. And yeah, I got to go with Bishkion. This is 1.5.
1.5. He's being generous. I didn't think you were going to go that high. Well, listen, I had my issues with it. I thought the music was also very bizarre, but I was delighted by it. I was just like, you're throwing some stuff I don't usually hear on top of this subject matter, so why not? There's like weird chants, lots of evocative gem-like synth flourishes. There's saxophone. Anytime you bring a saxophone into the mix, I'm gonna pay attention. And so that didn't really throw me off. I felt like it was a little lumpy. It was pretty lumpy at 2 hours and 15 minutes. It did not need to be that long, especially for a pressure cooker movie that this wanted to be. And like I said, my tolerance for pressure is a lot higher, so I needed it to be higher. But when we hit that last 30 minutes or so, I was there, and a lot of sins got melted away from me. And I hate that happens sometimes because I do like to take the whole picture into account. But when a movie ends strong, I mean, you can't deny it. I mean, you can obviously, but when it hits for you and it ends strong, it's gonna bring the bones up. So, during the doldrums, I was at 2.5, but I'm pumping it up to 3. I thought it finished very strong. I love Bogosian's icy stare. Sandler won me over. His relationship with his girlfriend won me over by the end.
I mean, Sandler's reading the plagues at Passover, which I think also was very apt with his character. He's just like, death of the firstborn, locusts, anyway.
A lot
of good Passover shit going on.
A lot of good moments, and it all just kind of evened out at 3 due to the strong ending for me. But I do think this is going to be very controversial, just depending on people's tastes. Like I could easily see people loving this or hating it. There's not really an in between, I don't think. Like
You're an edge divided.
yeah, we are at Edge Divide tonight, which is great, which shows us that there is a spread to cover, you know?
Yeah, I wish I knew who Kevin Garnett was. I think I might have given it more for him because he seemed like a good actor, you know?
He did.
And
he came to play.
He really was the glue holding the movie together. I think without him, it just doesn't work at all.
There's a great scene.
He was
where
the John Malkovich.
when he does buy the opal and he asks him, tell me, be straight with me. You've been dicking me around the whole movie, basically. What did you pay for this?
Right.
And Sandler doesn't want to tell him. And then Sandler goes in a great monologue about talking about how you don't just play just to eke by.
Yeah.
I saw you the other night. You kept shooting. You
Yeah.
kept raining threes on him. You beat him by 20 or whatever.
Yeah.
This is how I win.
Yeah.
And I thought that was just kind of the thesis of the whole movie of like, you just, if you don't pummel the guy and take him for all he's worth, someone's taken you for all you're worth. And that's the kind of zero-sum capitalistic way that like people, I guess, in society in general operate, but certainly in like the jewelry district.
Yeah.
So someone's making off the margins, whether it's in the mine with the guy paying with his fucking femur at the beginning, and someone's smuggling it out of there. Everyone's taking a cut.
Yeah.
Everyone's trying to get a taste, and if you don't get as big a taste as possible, it means the other guy's getting a bigger taste than you.
And somebody's getting a bullet.
That's right.
I'm glad Kevin Garnett got his ring.
He got his ring
in
back.
real life.
And he got his opal.
In real life and in the movie. Kevin Garnett's a great guy. Couldn't win with the Timberwolves, but he brought it home with the Celtics. Love the guy.
And the like the side thing girlfriend, I think, winds up with $1 million.
She does.
They kind of allude that she just lives happily ever after. 'Cause
She
you don't ever
wins.
see the goons following the limo. I thought for sure they'd follow the limo, but there was no shot of it.
If we've
so
learned
she got
anything, is
away
that no one
scot-free.
lives happily ever
No.
after, and there is no such thing as scot-free, so someone's coming after her.
But in the world of this movie and where it ends, she wins.
That's where our evening ends.
That's where our evening ends. So we did it, boys. Prestige. We're back at the Arclight. Are we even going to make any more proclamations, or are we just going to end up here?
I think we're done with the Arclight for the year.
Yeah, yeah.
Unless we come
for the
back
calendar
unless we
year.
come back for
Yeah.
1917.
There's like 10 more days in the calendar year. But yeah, like if I make a proclamation tonight that we're done,
Why do that to yourself?
we're going to be back sooner than ever.
And those dirty
Those
carpeted seats.
fucking seats, man.
That look like
That was the most uncomfortable seat I've ever sat
This
in.
is like the
Yeah,
additional.
they're
This is
not
the plague of
recliners.
making proclamations against the
This
Arclight.
is the plague of shitty seats.
Yeah, I saw Lodge Master moving around a lot.
Oh my
over there.
God. It was like, oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
The guy sitting next to me like changed his position and crushed my cup that was in my cup holder. Like, no joke. I was like, what are you doing, man?
Stay away from the Arclight, y'all. Lord knows we've tried, but we are only human. All right. So much love, so much light, so much Uncut Gems, y'all. Take care of
Get
yourselves.
that opal.
Get that opal.
Rub that opal.
Get paid.
Shalom, love, and light. Peace be with you.
Hey, I'm just an old chunk of coal, but I'm gonna be a diamond someday. I'm gonna grow and glow till I'm so blue, pure, perfect. I'm gonna put a smile on everybody's face. I'm gonna kneel and pray every day, lest I should become vain along the way. I'm just an old chunk of coal now, Lord, but I'm gonna be a diamond someday.
Motherfuckers need to take note. Do not give away your whole shit.